welcome into KSL Sports Rewinds, our Bracketology video, as always presented by Heidemann and Associates. If you have any legal needs, the experts at Heidemann and Associates can take care of you, and they'll even give you a free consultation if you tell them Rewind sent you. All you got to do is give them a call, 801-472-7742. You can also visit them online at utah.law to learn more about the services that they can offer you. Jeff, first round of playoffs are through. We got second rounds, and that means we get to make picks. Are you excited?
Love it. I love it. Picks are the best. Let's get into it.
All right, let's dive into picks. We're going to be picking the 4A bracket. We'll go pick by pick, and we're going to start with my good friend Jeff Hansen. Jeff, talk us through your 4A bracket game by game.
Man, I'm really excited for this 4A bracket. I think there's a ton of good games here. I'm going to start with that 1-16 matchup. Ridgeline, and I've already done this. I've already used this line. But spoiler alert, I think Ridgeline's going to be in the final. So whoever Ridgeline plays, I'm sorry. I think Ridgeline is playing on a completely different level of football right now. They're very good defensively. They're very good offensively. I love what the Riverhawks have put together. So I like Ridgeline over Hurricane. I do like Stansbury over Desert Hills. That's a long drive for Desert Hills. Stansbury's a really tough place to play. Then that sets up a rematch of Ridgeline and Stansbury, but I do like Ridgeline in that game. Then moving into the bottom section there, Salem Hills and Spanish Fork, two teams that are really close to each other. I think that will be a fun environment, but I think that Spanish Fork, they've been really good. Dan, you've been on Spanish Fork all year long. The Dons have been very, very good. I think the Dons are good enough to get the win. Bear River and Park City. Bear River with the big upset over Timpanogos in round one. It's been great. It's a great story, but I think the Miners end of that story get the win. And then I think that Park City over Spanish Fork. I feel like I doubt Park City every single year, and then they show up at Rice-Eccles Stadium. They just always find their way there. So I like Park City over Spanish Fork. I will not doubt them again, setting up that semifinal match between Park City and Ridgeline. I've already said, spoiler alert, I do like Ridgeline in that game. So moving over to the other half of the bracket, I like Provo over Dixie. And I love this game. Mountain Crest and Skyview, two teams that do not like each other. It's going to be at Skyview. This is a rivalry game. This is going to be as electric of an atmosphere as you can get in playoff football. I think that the Mountain Crest Mustangs pull off the road win over Skyview, and they advance to set up that second round game against Provo. And then I think Provo gets the best of Mountain Crest to advance. Down to that bottom right quadrant, Crimson Cliffs and Snow Canyon. Crimson has found another gear in the back half of the season. I think they continue to roll. And then I like Green Canyon over Uinta. But Green Canyon, they've got to find some stuff. They have stumbled a little bit in the last month of the season. I think they regroup. I love that coaching staff, the way they're able to rally those guys together. That sets up a Green Canyon Crimson Cliffs game, a rematch from last year's playoffs. I think Crimson gets the win again, setting up a Crimson versus Provo game. And I'm going to pick Provo in that game. That surprises me. Crimson has been so good, but Provo has been so good and just quietly keeps stacking up wins week in and week out. That sets up a Provo Ridgeline State Championship game. And I love the Dogs. I love what you put together, Provo. But Ridgeline, this feels like it's their destiny this year. They've just been so good. I like the Ridgeline Riverhawks to get the state championship in the end.
Wow, Jeff, you had some doozies in there for us. My goodness. I don't know if I got that kind of heat in my bracket. I'm not going to lie.
You do. I know you do. I know you too well to know there's not some heat coming.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Mine's not going to stack up near Jeff's. Look, I'm with you. I think Ridgeline, over Hurricane. That 8-9, I actually have Desert Hills. I think this is a really sneaky Thunder team. Grendel's been 63% completion percentage, 15 passing touchdowns. Titan Mason, we've not talked about him a lot. 8.5 yards per carry, 18 rushing touchdowns. That offense for Desert Hills, it's going to be tough for Stansbury to slow down. I think it's low scoring, but I think Desert Hills has enough to get past the Stallions in this one. You mentioned it, Jeff. I love Spanish Fork. Been on Spanish Fork all year long. They've got one of the top rushers in the state in Kane Vest, who's averaging like 10 yards a carry. They got Brock Jacobson, who we haven't talked much about, but he's like top 3 in receiving yards. And then they have McKay Smith, whose touchdown to interception ratio is like, I don't know, a gazillion to 1. I love Spanish Fork. They're especially their offense. They're going to outscore a lot of teams. And then I'm with you. I think Park City gets a win over Bear River. That Bear River team, we said that Bear River Timpanogos game, that first round was a sneaky one. Bear River got the win, but I think the playoff run for the Bears ends here. I'll stay on this side. I kind of like how you did that, Jeff. I'll go Ridgeline over Desert Hills. I just think the Riverhawks too much, so they get to a semifinal. And I'm going to ride with Spanish Fork. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring quarterfinal game, but I think Spanish Fork has enough offense to get over Park City, so I got Spanish Fork to the semifinals. On the other side of the bracket, I'll take Provo over Dixie. Like you, the Bulldogs really good. I will roll with Skyview. I think Skyview, when they play their best game, they are one of the best teams in 4A. The consistency has been, kind of week to week, but when they come out and play, and this is it's not the heated rivalries, but it's 2 of the original 3. There's a lot on the line in this one. Skyview got the win in the regular season. I'll roll with the Cats in this one as well. Bottom part, Crimson Cliffs over Snow Canyon. I see good things coming for the Mustangs this year, and Green Canyon over Uinta. I got Green Canyon falling to Crimson Cliffs in that quarter, and then I've got Provo over Skyview to advance to a semifinal matchup. Skyview against Crimson, and I think the dream season for Provo ends here. Been a great year for the Bulldogs. I just think Crimson Cliffs, very physical. Their running game, I think, is going to be a challenge to stop. I'll take Crimson Cliffs. And then, so I've got Ridgeline taking on Park City, Ridgeline taking on Spanish Fork. I think Ridgeline gets enough in that one. So Ridgeline and Crimson Cliffs is my 4A state championship game. And I just think the Riverhawks, this is their year. They fell short last year. They knew they wanted to get back to this. They've got a very talented roster. I think they have too much offense. That Riverhawks team is humming right now. So I'll take the top-seeded Riverhawks as my 4A state champ.
Your story, your bracket has a lot more poetry to it. For Ridgeline, they get to the state championship against Crimson last year. They fall short. For that to come to full fruition, and they get the best of Crimson this year, that would be poetic. That's poetry. This is why you're an entertainer, Dane. That's the kind of story that Disney likes.
This is how Dusty always does his brackets. He's like, back in 1979, these 2 played in the quarterfinal. I mean, he's always got a storyline. I'm just trying to be kind of like Dusty. I'm not. But there's my little Dusty shout out. We miss him. He's doing well and continues to battle and to fight. But there you go. I think this is going to be a really, really interesting 4A bracket, Jeff. I do think it's ripe with upsets, and I think there's a number of teams who could make a run. Skyview, Mountain Crest, I think that's a really intriguing quarter game, and either of them could find themselves in a semifinal.
Yeah, this to me, I remember being a younger man watching Pardon the Interruption on ESPN, and Tiger Woods would go to majors, and the question was always, do you take Tiger or do you take the field? It was never Tiger versus any one person. It was Tiger versus the field. Feels a little bit like, is it Ridgeline or the field? Yeah, Tiger or anybody else. Is it Ridgeline or anybody else? I think everybody's chasing Ridgeline in 4A. They just have been so good. And they've got better. They started off really good, and they just continue to get better week in and week out. They are playing at a different level of football right now.
They are. There's our 4A bracket. Who do you have winning 4A? Hit us up on social media or comment on this video. Be nice, but let us know who your pick is for a 4A state championship. And a reminder, we will have 4A semifinals and championships pregame, halftime, and postgame. No one provides you more state championship coverage than right here on KSLSports.com. For Vince Francis, Jeff Hansen, my name is Dane Stewart. Thanks for joining us for our 4A bracketology. Check out our 5A, 6A, and our 1 through 3A bracketologies right here on KSLSports.com.